I really haven't recorded a video in a while, but I got to thinking yesterday after speaking to one of my colleagues, and he told me I'd be good at it. So, hey, why don't I come back to the YouTube channel? What's going on, everybody? I know, it's a sad time if you're a Padres fan. The season is over. Let's be honest here, all right? I went to the game on Friday. Don and Mud would agree. Hey, Don, Mud, is the season over? Wow, look at that. Bobblehead version agrees. It's just been unfortunate, honestly, to watch the season unfold. Every time it seems like, hey, you know what? Maybe they're finally turning it around. They win a couple games in a row, and then I feel like they lose three. It's unbelievable. And it's not even like it's actually, I was gonna say it's not like it's close games, but it's been every type of game. You get blown out, you lose close ones, you lose when you have a chance, you give up in the sixth, you give up in the seventh. It's a sad time, honestly, to be a Padres fan, and it's crazy considering where we were last season, NLCS, losing to the Philadelphia Phillies. In it was a tough way to lose. Bryce Harper got to a pitch outside. A good pitch by Robert Suarez, and he just great players do great things when it matters, and that's what happened. But some of the offseason pickups we got, including Xander Bogaerts, which I will talk about later. They gave us some hope. You're like, hey, you know what? I didn't really like the Xander Bogaerts contract at the time. 11 years was a lot for a guy who's at 30. But I thought he would give us a couple years of decent baseball. But like I said, I will get back to that later. It's just been heartbreak though all around, and it's sad to see. I know a lot of Dodgers fans are going to be loving this, just to see the Padres fail because we do historically. It's unfortunate, but I mean San Diego teams in general, whether it was the San Diego Chargers back in the day, or the San Diego Padres now, we just find a way to beat ourselves. And when you look at the team, of course, when I reference the team, I am not talking about the godsend known as Ha-Sung Kim, who has been absolutely spectacular at second base, absolutely having a revolutionary year, making himself to be one of the hottest free agents that will be hitting free agency next season. Um, but let's go through the order, 1 through 9. Ha-Sung Kim, like I said, godsend. I can't believe it. 283, top tier defender, plays every position in the infield outside of first base. Of course, he can't, a bit too small for that one. High steal numbers, good power, about 16 home runs this season, 280 average. He's just been great all around. Then we go to number 2. It's Tatis. Tatis has been playing right field. He's been good defensively in right field. Actually, I would say he's been great defensively in right field. He has a great chance of being the Gold Glover in right field, especially with Mookie Betts being moved to second base for the Dodgers. But he's been very inconsistent at the plate. He has some stretches where he's batting 350, 400, and then he has other times where I feel like he strikes out every other at bat on pitches that are outside the zone. I don't know if that's a plate discipline issue. I don't know if he's over aggressive. I don't know if he's pressing. But it's just tough to see. I get it. The suspension did take its toll on him. I feel like he'll be back in the peak of his powers next season. But yeah, it's just been rough, But hopefully he could turn it around. Then we go to Juan Soto, who's batting third. Juan Soto, he's been a good hitter, absolutely great hitter, actually. I mean, I get it, 263 average is not what you want. He walks a lot. I mean, that's what you want. I believe he leads Major League Baseball in walks. Very patient at the plate. Good power. He does have an issue where he does get over the top of balls a lot. I'm talking about he has a one-on-one exit velo, but it's just a grounder to second because it goes straight into the dirt. I'm not sure why that is. Of course, I'm not a professional major league hitter. It's just what I'm seeing as a fan. I'm being observant, and this is what it is. In left field, he's okay. He's below average. I was gonna say he's decent. Nah, he's below average. He makes some spectacular catches. I'm not gonna lie. But I feel like the routine balls get away from him, and I'm not sure why that is. I don't know if it's a lack of focus. I don't know if it's a lack of just motivation, but I think after he gets his contract, he might be better served as either a first baseman or a DH. I don't know if he's ever played first base. I think he should learn how to play first base. because he does have some athleticism. It's just routine balls land on Juan Soto, and there's like mental gaffes, and it's just perplexing even. Batting fourth in the lineup, we have Manny Machado. Manny Machado has been up and down all season. His July was absolutely sensational, pulling his numbers quite up. He started off the season really slow. He's been dealing with a lot of injuries, very not minor injuries, but just aches and bruises have been consistent, whether it was the hamstring, the back, different things. And I feel like that's taken a toll on his season. Um, and, I love him defensively. He's a stellar defender. And he's just at the plate, he's been unable to really give us what he gave us last year. I believe last year he was averaging about 280. He really was the heart of the team, heart of the lineup. He has high RBI numbers, helps that Soto, Tatis, and Kim do get on base. But it's just not quite enough. I feel like that 1 through 4, they can't put hits back to back to back. It's like, okay, one guy walks, next two strike out. You get a pop out by the guy who bats fifth, Xander Bogaerts. Grounded to double play specialist, strikeout specialist. He only has 41 RBIs, and he's been batting fourth or fifth in the lineup all season. That is horrible, especially for a guy who just got a big contract. You want to prove your value for that contract, and to only have 41 RBIs in August 20th of 2023. That we need more, man. I get it. You have this wrist issue, but apparently you've had this wrist issue for years. It's time to get this resolved. I mean, dude, you should not even be batting fifth. You're batting what, 260? Okay, decent. You get a single or a double when no one's on, and then it doesn't mean anything because the guys behind you can't get you in. So what's the point? Every time you hit a home run, I swear it's a solo shot. Very rarely do you get a 2-run or a 3-run. We only have one grand slam on the season. It's by a guy who joined the team May 31st. It's just 11 years, 280s. That's going to be a tough pill to swallow. And it's not the worst contract in Major League Baseball. Anthony Rendon has that title over there in Anaheim, and that's a bad contract. But, man, this team was supposed to compete. Apparently you have all-stars left, right, center. It doesn't matter. But, hey, they're not playing like all-stars. They're playing with like average guys in Major League Baseball, but getting paid like superstars. I mean, and that's the difference between Atlanta and the Dodgers and then the Padres. The Braves and the Dodgers, oh my God, they just know how to develop players. They get these guys young, they make them stars. Look at, for example, we all know Acuna, all right? You got Ozzy Albies, you locked him up real early. Austin Riley, real early. You got Matt Olson from Oakland to replace Freddie Freeman, and that dude's playing. Of course, not at the level of Freddie Freeman, but dude, that dude's the second best first baseman in baseball, and he is an MVP candidate with what 43 home runs right now, 100 RBIs or something like that. I mean, if you're gonna replace the best first baseman in baseball, it should be him. And then you have the Padres, who just their talent development is horrible. No one on that team is homegrown. As in drafted all the way up to the time they debuted in the majors, none of them are from San Diego. From the San Diego Padres organization, I mean. Not necessarily from San Diego. But we move on. Jake Cronenworth. Listen, Jake Cronenworth was an all-star second baseman. And he is an all-star second baseman. I think he should stay at second base. Because his defense is excellent at second base. It's not better than Kim's, of course. Because Kim is, honestly, gold glove level defense. But Jake Cronenworth at first base, he doesn't have the bat. He doesn't bat 280, 290. So it's kind of a position where you need a big bat. And he's not that. He's a good defender there, but he would be much better at second base. So right now, I think his talents are being somewhat wasted by being at first base. Then you move on to the 7-man hitter. I think it's the catch. It's typically the catcher, but sometimes the catcher's batting 8th. But I'm going to just go ahead and talk about Gary Sanchez and Campusano together. Honestly, together, they've been great. Campusano, ever since he came back, he's been the hitter the Padres have wanted. Gary Sanchez has been giving us a power option that we have sorely been lacking. I think he's one of the top 5 in home runs since June 1st, which is right when he debuted, I believe. It's been nice to see. I enjoy it a lot. It gives me at least some motivation watching the game. Right now, I'm just stressed out the entire time watching the game. it's tough to see. And I'm glad Camposano is doing well in Major League Baseball, and I think he could be our catcher for a while. That guy's homegrown. That's what I like to see. Um, but again, he always had injury issues and whatnot. Eighth, it's always been a revolving door with the DH. We had Nelson Cruz early in the season. Matt Carpenter actually played yesterday, which I was shocked to see. I haven't seen that dude in 3 weeks. Garrett Cooper's been taking up that position lately a lot. G-Man Choi took it up for a few games, about a week, but I haven't seen him in a while. But that's just been a revolving door all season, and no one's been doing anything at that spot. It is what it is. Ninth, Trent Grisham. Of course, he's a good center fielder. He's gonna get you all the routine balls. Very rarely makes mental mistakes in center field. But dude, I don't understand his plate discipline at all. Like, pitches over the zone, okay, we'll take it. Pitches out of the zone, we swing. It's pitch recognition. It's just lacking, and it's frustrating because you want to set the table for those big hitters that you supposedly have at the top of the lineup. And every once in a while, you get a good hard hit contact for Grisham, like a home run or a strong double or like a 108 exit velo. But dude, just bat 250, 245, and you'll be a lot better shape. That's what we need. Pitching staff has been terrible. I mean, actually, let me sit up for this one. With the pitching staff, let's go through it. Yu Darvish, I feel like gives up 4 runs every single time he goes out to pitch. He's had a really bad season. Joe Musgrove, he's been our best pitcher in terms of the win column. I think 10-2. Second best pitcher in terms of ERA behind Blake Snell. He's been excellent. Good to see a San Diego guy being a great player. Doesn't happen very often, apparently. Blake Snell has been our best pitcher. Lately, he's been kind of faltering, only getting to 5. It's kind of taxing the bullpen. But you're looking at 1-2 runs a game given up by Blake Snell. Michael Wacha was injured for a significant portion of the season, about 6 to 8 weeks, I believe, if I recall correctly. But he was good while he was pitching. Seth Lugo, he's a good number 5 starter whenever he is playing. Has a nice curveball. Don't expect a 6 innings, 0 runs type performance. He's going to give up 2-3. He's going to roll with some punches, but hey, you got to live with that. Am I missing other pitchers? Musgrove, Wacha, Darvish, Snell. I can't remember if I'm missing another pitcher. I feel like it's just been a revolving door at that other spot. I mean, it's like Mike Waldron pitched yesterday. You got Rich Hill, who is just an automatic loss. And then you have bullpen days, which just kills the bullpen. Pedro Avila has actually been stellar in those days. I like to see that. Steven Wilson, he's had his ups and downs. Nick Martinez, ups and downs. Robert Suarez, ups and downs. It's like no one's just a stalwart except Josh Hader. But I've only seen Josh Hader 43 times this year. We've played like 120 games. He only plays 30% of the time, and we pay him $15 million because we're never in close games. It's not his fault. It's not his fault he doesn't get to pitch. But hey, this is what happens when you lose games 8-1 to the Arizona Diamondbacks. But then you go 10-5 against teams like the Rays, the Braves, and the Orioles. But hey, you know what? It's just that's baseball, I guess. Considering the team just doesn't know how to play at a consistent level week into week. It's been tough. I mean, AJ Preller needs to be sacked, but I don't think it's gonna happen because Peter Seidler is like, they have great friendship, great love for each other, I guess. Bob Melvin's going to be sacrificed as a result. I mean, granted, Bob Melvin has made a lot of mistakes this year in terms of strategy-wise, whether it be using the bullpen, whether it be pinch hitters in certain situations, pinch runners, fielders, whatever. There have been a lot of mistakes, and they have costed us some games. But this roster that was constructed on the back end after the number 5 hitter, it's just been a whirlwind of outs and whatnot. It's unfortunate to see, and you know, I've deep passion for the San Diego Padres, but I'm demoralized as a fan, and I just don't know what to do anymore. I'm going to keep supporting. I'm going to keep watching the games, unfortunately, being a masochist, hurting myself, hurting my heart to watch this team play. But I just hope that they're able to put it together. I mean, I don't know what to do at this point. I think AJ Preller is the first step, and then hopefully Jackson Merrill can develop, and he could be just a great player for the Padres. I don't know where he's going to play. I don't want Kim to walk. He's been our best player this season. He's easily the Padres MVP. I doubt Juan Soto resigns. I doubt Hader or Snell resign, we're already at the luxury tax. It's just going to be tough going forward for the San Diego Padres. But hey, we're going to be here to support. You know, the fans have sold out 50 times this year. 50 times. The record was like 27 for the Padres. So they're trying. We are cheering. We're hopeful. We want the team to succeed. We're desperate for the team to succeed. It's just right now, it's a sad time. This was the State of the Union of the Padres. Hopefully it gets better.